What is going on, everybody? Randy Paddock here, and welcome to Bull Chat with Randy Paddock. We got Baby Chat episode number 5 coming in. So, as you know, with the Baby Chats, they're just a little bit shorter than the average Bull Chat about a specific subject. So, remember, as always, if you want to follow all my stuff, you can check me out. So, Instagram, Randy J. Paddock. Facebook, we got Randy Paddock, as well as there's a Bull Chat with Randy Paddock page. You can like all of that. Find me on iTunes or anywhere that you get your podcast. Subscribe to Bull Chat Pod, the YouTube channel. So it'd be a big help to you, boy, if you go ahead and like all that stuff, follow all that stuff, to share all that stuff. The only way to get the message out if motherfuckers be spreading. You know what I mean? So spread it up. I also got a website in the works too, so that'll be pretty badass as well. So today what I wanted to talk about, I'm reading the book 12 Rules of Life by Jordan Peterson, and the second chapter is called Treat Yourself How You Would Treat People You Care About. And that kind of jarred something in my brain I got to thinking about, and it's about why do we treat ourselves the way we do, or why do we always look down on ourselves? And it kind of got me to think of the question that I think I ask myself a lot, and I think that other people ask themselves all the time, and that is, am I good? Right? It could be, am I good at this? Am I good at that? Am I good enough for this? Am I good enough for that? Do I deserve this? Do I deserve that? But all encompassing, I like it, is, am I good? And it's a question that we always ask. I think that sometimes anytime we want to try something new, or if we're doing something new, am I good? Right? We're comparing ourselves to others, to different things. If something good happens or we get a new opportunity, like, am I good? Am I good enough? Do I deserve this? I think for me personally, anytime things are going good, I'm always looking at a way to fuck it up, right? Because there's that question, am I good, or do I deserve this? And the answer usually within ourselves is no, when the answer actually is yes. Like, we're only going to get shit that we earn, for the most part. I think there's a little bit of luck in anything, you know what I mean, or fate, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But for the most part, you're going to get whatever happens to you by what you do. You reap what you sow, whatever you want to call it, or how hard you work, or whatever you do. So the answer, I would say 99% of the time, of am I good or do I deserve this, is yes. And I think that's something that we have trouble contemplating or understanding, So like, think about like how we treat ourselves, for instance, and a lot of this is stemming from me personally, but I'm guessing if I feel that way at times, then most people do as well, because I'm a human being on planet Earth as well. I'm not specifically depressed, and I'm not specifically fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I'm an average dude. So like, if an average dude is having these thoughts, I'm guessing everyone's having them, and then the extremes on the outliers as well. So, I think there's always like shame in what we do, and Jordan Peterson talks about that. He brings it back to like the Old Testament, and the fall, and like shame, and once Adam and Eve's eyes were opened about being naked and good and wrong, But I think like, it's shame for us is, I think that every single human being, if you want to, you can check back into my podcast about the darkness and the light, but we're all a little fucked up. You know what I mean? There's not a person that isn't a little fucked up. And I'm guessing, there's a spectrum. There's a wide range of fucked upness, if that's a word that I just created. You're welcome. But, think about it. Like, we all do something that we're like, oh, why do I do that? Or have thoughts like, why do I think that? Or we might have some thoughts, or do some things that we think if other people saw or knew, they might be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So then we hide them, and don't express them, and then what it does is it brings on shame to us. Like, we're shamed because we have to hide this part of us, when in actuality, maybe if we talked about it or acted on it in a more public manner, maybe we'd realize that we're not alone, or that it's kind of accepted. A lot of this happens. I'm not in a relationship, you know what I mean, like, but most, when people are like, it's like there's like a sexually deviant thought that someone has, and hey, spoiler alert, most people have these thoughts. Like, everyone, when it comes to like sex and stuff, probably has something weird, or the weird they think that they're into. You know what I mean? I will not disclose any of that shit, but you know what I'm talking about. So a lot of times we think, oh my God, this is strange, or this is fucked up, or this is weird, or no one would be into this or like this, and they think I'm a creep or a weirdo. So I'm just gonna just shove it down, and then on my own time, if I got some free time, I could sneak away, I can act it out, and then there's shame associated with it. When what's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe you bring it up and you talk about it. Maybe your partner's into it, or maybe they like it, or maybe they got something that they think's weird that they bring up, and then you like it too. And then what do you know? Boom! You got a healthy relationship with all kinds of fun shit going on. You know what I mean? Or it might be something you might like that you think that your friends or your peer group or something might think is silly or dumb or weird or strange or whatever negative connotation you want to throw onto it. When if we just brought it out and did it, who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? And there's a good chance that there's more people into it than we think. A lot of the times we think we're alone, but the fact of the matter is, as human beings, we're the most complex things on the fucking planet. So we have these crazy big brains that do a lot of different things and have a lot of different thoughts and go in different ways through nature and socialization and things like that. So like the odds that we're the only person with one thought of something and that it's fucked up is very, very slim. You know what I mean? We just have this societal structure that we put shame on it or think that we're going to be wrong or think that we're bad. So we kind of, they turn into deviant behavior. And then if we act it out afterwards, like, oh, we feel dirty or feel stupid or silly or fucked up. And we got to take a shower and get it off. And hopefully no one saw or knew or will ever figure this out because who knows, right? So fuck that, man. You got to be you. If you truly want to be on the course of a happy life, and I think happiness is, around it's straddling the line of chasing goals and craziness and structure. Like that's what being happy is. You got to be happy with yourself and you got to embrace all which is you. And that's the fucked up stuff too, or the things that you might think that are fucked up that probably aren't as crazy as you think. We treat ourselves like shit, so we might act out on one of those and we're like, God, what the fuck is wrong with you? Or we do something that might not be on the path. We might stray off the path for a minute, and then we're beating ourselves up about it. That happens to me all the time, guys. Like, I try to live a pretty good path. You know what I mean? If you follow me on my stuff, you see what I'm doing. I try to stay disciplined, in my diet, in my working out, in my life, get shit done and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm a human, and I have an inner bitch. His name is Keith. And I have laziness, and I have gluttony, and I have the rest of the seven deadly sins. And sometimes your boy falls trapped to him. And then afterwards, I'm always like, oh, fuck. And I beat myself up. Oh, I ate this piece of pizza. I'm such a fat piece of shit. Oh, I didn't clean that dish right afterwards. What a lazy piece of shit. And I think that we all do this. So we have this negative reinforcement on ourselves. So we look at ourselves like we're way less than we actually are. And instead of remembering how fucking awesome we are and good at stuff we are and great we are and unique and badass we are. And that's the fact. You want to be like the person that your dog sees, right? You know what I mean? There's that old saying. And it's the same when I walk in every day, I see Leroy and he gives me the look. And I'm like, man, I don't think I'm as good as that but son of a bitch thinks I am. You know what I mean? I think he just likes me because I feed him, give him treats, give him a place to live. But in actuality, I think that a dog in its purest or a baby or whatever thing that's, not as complex as a grown-up is seeing that there is the light in the people and that we are awesome and that these things that we do are deserving and good. So just remember that a little bit, and back to the point of the whole chapter is about treating yourself how we treat people we care about. Think about that. Let's go back to the dog. If Leroy is sick, or if your dog's sick, or pet's sick, or whatever, you'll go to no ends, right? The doctor will give you these pills, say they got to take these pills 3 times a day, do this and this, and you'll do it 3 times a day. Give them everything that they need. But all of a sudden, you'll get sick, you'll go to a doctor, and the doctor will say, take this, this, and this, and you're like, okay, and you don't, and you won't. And it might be that the part of our brain, our subconscious saying like, you don't need this, you're a piece of shit, or you deserve this sickness, or you don't need to get better, or your ego, like, yeah, that fucking guy doesn't know what he's talking about. You take it a couple of days, you feel better, like, oh, fuck that, I'm not going to finish it, and then you end up in this cycle of never getting better. Or if you care about a child or a family member or a partner or whatever, like you do all these things, you'll bend over backwards for them, but when it comes to you and yourself, you'll fuck off on your health, your eating, your habits, your procrastination. Like, it's crazy. Like, you won't expect that from other people. You want the best for them. You want all these great things to happen, but for you, you do not. It's okay if it doesn't happen to you. Like, think about how fucked up that is, right? Because if you truly want to be your best version for people and really come through for the people that you care about, or the pet that you care about, or the new baby, or the new girlfriend, or whatever, you have to be the best version of yourself. And if you're a self-loathing sack of shit, how are you going to be a good version? If you're not getting smarter and raising your mental capacities, if you're not eating correctly and having good energy, and health, if you're not working your body, staying in tip-top shape so you can always be on your toes and ready for anything and to protect and to provide and to fucking be, how are you going to be good for anybody? How are you going to be a good dad if you're going to die from a heart attack when your kid's 7? How are you going to be a good partner if you're just going to be just this lazy piece of shit with no energy and not be able to go out with your significant other? Right? It's crazy when you think about it, yet we do it all the time because I think we don't think that we're good enough when, we are. Right? And here's another point he made that I really liked, is that it doesn't matter if we don't care about ourselves all the time. There's people out there that care about you. So if it's Leroy looking at you, caring about you, if it's your parents, if it's your significant other, your children, your friends, your coworkers, your peers, whomever, there's people that care about you. So you're obligated to take care of yourself. That's just a fact. That's what they always talk about with suicide, is the most selfish thing, because it's not about you. It's the easy way out, because you leave behind all these people that give a fuck about you and care about you, and it's not fair to them. It's the same with just living. If you have people that care about you, you owe it to them to be the best version of you, to be the happiest, to be the healthiest, to be, the most caring, the most whatever. That can only be attained if you are in good health, if you are in good mental space, if you're feeling well, if you're good, if you're accepting, if your ego's aside, if that's what you owe. So if not doing it for you, do it for the people that give a shit about you. Right? If you're not working out now because it's hard and you're lazy and you don't care about yourself, great. Do it for your family that cares about you. Right? Do it for your parents that probably believe in you. Do it for your family. Do it for your significant other. Don't just get comfortable and let loose, right? If you're not eating the best, having the best diet or habits, change it up for your future family, maybe for your future kid if you don't have it yet, or for your kid that you have now, so you're on the fucking planet Earth long enough to make an impact on them and for them to share these special times with you. Like, make it that serious and feel that it's an obligation, that since you're not a loner, you're not just some chump in a corner by yourself forever with no one depending on you, that there's people that care about you and you owe it to them to be the best version of yourself. Right? Pick up a hobby to get out your anger, to get out your anxiety, get smarter, get better, teach, love, interact, live, motherfucker. That's what it's about. You are good enough. Right? So ask yourself this question all the time. This is kind of the last thought I'm going to have about this, but it's a question that I like to ask myself from time to time when I'm feeling in the dumps, or I'm feeling like a piece of shit, or that I'm lazy, or that I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve things. What if? Ask yourself, what if? What if I was, what if I was caring for myself? What would be the downside? What if I just worked out a little bit? What if I ate better? What if I was a little cleaner? What's the downside? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Right? What if I had goals? What if I gave a shit about something? Right? No matter what it is, how big, how small. What if my goal was just to get my dishes done every day? What if I did that? What would be the downfall? Right? What if I, told people I loved them every day? What if I did 5 push-ups a day? Right? What if I took a 10-minute walk after each meal? What if instead of French fries, I got vegetables? Right? What if I didn't get the second serving? Right? What if I aspired to go after something? I lived a lot of my life because I didn't answer myself that question, so I didn't set goals so I could be content being a piece of shit and not going after anything because there was nothing to go after, and that was my excuse. Well, what? It doesn't matter, right? Because if you have a goal and you make something more finite, now it becomes real, now it becomes scary. Now you think if you don't hit it, people are going to look at you like a failure or a loser, or you might look at yourself as a failure or a loser. I'll tell you who the loser is, because trust me, it's the guy that didn't try. It's the guy that didn't set the goal. It's the guy that didn't go after. It's the guy that's just sitting there waiting for shit to happen. Motherfucker, it ain't. Right? What if I tried something new? Right? We all psych ourselves out all the time about thinking that all these people are going to be judging us. Like, I'm not going to go to the gym because I'm weak and these strong people will be judging me. No, man, these people are looking at you, at least at places I go that are positive. Like, fuck yeah, dude, get it. You got to start somewhere. Everyone started somewhere, right? I'm still newer in jiu-jitsu. I haven't been doing it forever, right? Less than a year. I get humbled, choked out all the time, but they're not like, yeah, got you, you fucker. No, hell yeah, bro, giddy up. Let's go. Let's teach you some new stuff, right? Trying a new job. People, trying new things. What if, what's the worst thing that could happen? What if I gave a shit? What if I actually cared? What if I cared about things I put my name on? What if I cared about stuff I put out on social media? What if I cared about what I turn into work? What if I cared about, my name that I'm putting on things? What's the worst that happened if I had some pride in what I did? If I didn't just try to skate through, if I actually fucking tried, what's the worst that could happen? What if I gave a shit? What if I cared? What if I didn't have this too cool for school mentality and I actually studied for things and prepared? What if I gave a shit about, my appearance? What if I gave a shit about how I looked, where I lived, how my car looked? What would be the worst that would happen? What if I won? What if I thrived? What if I deserved the best? So that's the question you got to ask yourself. What if? What's the worst that could happen? What if it happened? And then turn it around, right? What if you did deserve it? You do, right? If you're still around, still kicking on this motherfucking planet, you're doing something right. You didn't get cut down yet. So get it. Deserve it. Act like someone that deserves it. Carry yourself in a manner that your dog sees you. When you come home and your dog gives you that look, don't be like, I don't know. You say, yeah, that's right, buddy. You're looking at someone that's good. Someone that tries, someone that goes for it, right? Someone that doesn't care about the judgment, that doesn't care about the ego, someone that's just living, that has people that care about them, and that is living their best life for them because they're obligated. Give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? You might be happier, better relationships, better family life, better wellness, better health. If that's the downside, I don't know. Might want to give it a try. So ask yourself, what if? Ask yourself, am I good? And then answer yourself, fuck yeah. All right, kiddos, remember that. You are good. Get after it. Until next time. See you later.